Good afternoon, Vandalyn Smith here, and I'm coming to you live from Birmingham, Alabama. And in this video, I want to talk about limiting beliefs and your decisions. Limiting beliefs and your decisions. Yesterday, I was on a live video on a mastermind, and the speaker was talking about how he was growing up and how we grow up, and our parents, they do the best they can with how they teach us or how they deny us of things. And sometimes, of course they do it because they're wanting to protect us from harm, and that is their job. Their job is to protect us from harm because we are children. But it made me realize that I went through a period of time where I didn't trust my decisions. And I'm talking about as an adult, as a full-grown adult. I'm not talking about right outside of college. I'm not talking about right outside of high school. I'm talking about as a full-blown grown adult. I didn't trust my decisions. I didn't trust that my decisions were okay, because I kept thinking back to the times when I was strong in my decisions and I had made decisions for myself, but I had people tell me that I shouldn't want that, or that my decisions or my ideas were too much, or they were wrong, or they weren't right. So I realized that pushed onto me the thought that I wasn't capable of making good decisions. So I just wanted to share this with you and say that I realize now that those were their limiting beliefs. Those were their fears, because maybe my decisions or ideas weren't normal to them. They were outside of the box. So I just wanted to share and say that if you are feeling like people are not buying into your ideas and decisions, to let that go. Don't allow anyone's limiting beliefs to be pushed off onto you and to stop you from being who you were called to be, because we all have our own path to take. We all have our own path to take. We all have our own, walk in life. And yeah, a lot of times we may have ideas that may not go against the norm. They may not go with the norm. They go against the norm. They go against the grain. And people are going to look at you like you're crazy, and they're gonna, feel some type of way about your ideas and your decisions, because they may not fit the mold of what they think you should do. So when I realized that I was still holding on to, the feeling that I didn't make good decisions based on how I was treated in the past, I realized that was their limiting or their fear, and they were pushing their fears off on me, saying, thinking that I shouldn't do these things because of their fears of what would happen, or their fears of how I might not succeed. Those were their fears. So they were pushing their fears onto my decisions. But I carried that so long. I carried that, as an adult, I would make decisions, but then I would be looking back for validation to see if it was okay, because I felt like for so long that the decisions that I made weren't good choices because of the way I was treated. So if that is something that you realize that has happened to you, if you feel like you're not capable of making good decisions, let that go. Don't allow someone else's limiting beliefs and fears to be passed on to you. Don't allow yourself to be limited by anyone else's fears. And don't allow anybody to put you and keep you in a box. Because if you have those desires, you can make decisions for yourself. And if it turns out to be a not so good decision, you can always course correct and make another decision. This is your life, and so you have to start living your life for yourself and not worrying about getting validation and approval from other people to test things out. to do the things that you desire to do. Because, you know, when like I said, I was listening to a mastermind, and he said the thing that he said that stood out for me was the fact that you're gonna die alone. Nobody is gonna die with you. So you're not gonna, you know, what's it? Nobody's gonna do your dying. So you shouldn't let no one else do the living for you. Don't let nobody else do your living. You live out your life the way you see fit. And like I say, if you make a decision and it turns out not to be so good, you can always change the process. You can change you can course correct that, but make sure, you know, it's a lesson learned. Make sure you learn something from that decision, because, you know, that's really how life is. We have to go out, we have to do things, we have to try things. We have to get knocked down. We pick ourselves back up. We figure out what went wrong. That's what life is about. It's not about trying to be perfect. So if you feel like you're incapable of making good decisions, pinpoint that and let it go. Pinpoint where that stemmed from. And just let that go, and just realize that you are capable of making good decisions. And if that is something that you want to overcome, tell yourself on a daily basis that you are capable. I am capable of making good decisions. So I just wanted to come on here and share that insight with you. I really enjoyed that mastermind, and I didn't realize, you know, it made me think back, and I really was able to pinpoint where I started feeling like I had to seek approval from people. And, you know, has led to a lot of, doubt. But now that I realize that that's where that came from, I'm not going to allow that to continue to hold me back from making decisions and being confident in the decisions that I make. So I want you to feel that way too. So stop worrying about who's going to be upset about your decisions, who you're not going to please. You can't please everybody. Live life according to your standards. So I hope this has encouraged you in some type of way. If you're watching this on YouTube, make sure you subscribe to this channel, and so that you can continue to receive updates as I share information as it regards to online business building tips as well as mindset tips. And if you're watching this on my page, make sure you click that like button so you can continue to receive updates. But wherever you're watching this video, I hope that you're enjoying it, and I do appreciate you watching it. And if you feel compelled to share it out for me. And I hope that you continue to have a good day, and I'll see you on the next video. Have a good day now.